You know, I read the Bible a lot. You know, this is crazy. We celebrate holidays, and you know what I just found out to us recently? There's so many holidays we celebrate here in this country that have nothing to do with the Bible at all. Real famous holidays, like Christmas. Christmas has nothing, it's not in the Bible. The birth of Jesus is in the Bible, but not Christmas. The tree isn't in the Bible, you know, gifts, that's not in, it's nowhere it says celebrate my birthday, it says Jesus. It's just, it's a pagan holiday that the Romans invented that we just do. But everywhere you go, I'm telling you, I've seen this so many times. You see a big nativity scene, and there's baby Jesus, the manger, sheep, shepherd, wise men, Mary, Joseph, Santa Claus right in the middle. Like, who's that? Mary's Lamaze coach? Santa Claus has nothing to do with anything.
90% of Americans celebrate Christmas in one way or another, according to the Pew Research Center. The holiday began in the 4th century when church officials chose to honor the birth of Jesus. But several customs we've come to associate with modern-day Christmas actually evolved from ancient pagan traditions celebrating the winter solstice. Historian Kenneth C. Davis is the best-selling author of the Don't Know Much About series, which we love. Welcome back to the table. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
So this is something I've always been fascinated by because the Bible never talks about the date of Christ's birth, yet we celebrate December 25th. Why?
Well, primarily because in ancient Rome, there was a feast called Saturnalia that celebrated the solstice. What is the solstice? It's the day that the sun starts coming back. The days start getting longer. And most of the traditions that we have that relate to Christmas relate to the solstice, which was celebrated in ancient Rome on December 25th. So, when Christianity became the official religion, in a sense, in Rome, they were able to fix this date, which some scholars say may be earlier than that. There's a little discrepancy about it, but there's no question that the fact that it was celebrated in Rome as an important day with gift-giving, candle lighting, and singing and decorating houses really cemented Christmas as December 25th.
You always say you don't know much according to your books, but do you know why we have a Christmas tree as opposed to a bunch of hydrangeas, which I think are really pretty?
This is another
puffy and pretty.
This is another.
How about that, Ken?
This is another pagan tradition. So Christmas is really about bringing out your inner pagan.
Chapter 10. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
The Belize Toyota showroom in West Springfield sported a new look for the holidays today. 40 decorated Christmas trees are on display for the 4th annual Yule Tree Jubilee.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. We are in total vlogger mode today. I am filming this on my phone. I hope you do not get motion sick, but I wanted to show you my traditional Yule tree. Now, sorry for the echo, but this is in our music room because this is the only room I can really shut this tree off from the critters. And I don't want my animals getting into this tree because there is food on it. So I'm going to go over it. I'm going to talk about how I made what's on it and what I intend to do with it after Yule. So this is just a little 3-foot real tree that I picked up at Kroger, which is a local grocery store, for $20. A lot of local grocery stores are selling trees, of course, all your major big box, Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that. Or, you know, any little tree lot will have a little mini tree. I wanted a real tree for Yule because, you know, Yule is all about rebirth and life, even in the darkest and coldest months. And our ancestors didn't have fake trees. So I at least wanted to have one little real tree.
Now take a look inside an actual pagan ritual.
Now, let's take a look at Jeremiah chapter 10. What is it really saying? Because you're going to have your preachers, you're going to have your Christians, those who want to keep the pagan traditions of man alive by telling you, oh, this is not what that means. This is not talking about a Christmas tree. It's an idol. Let's read it and dissect it. It says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen." The first thing is learn not the way of the heathen. You can replace heathen with pagan. "And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." Now, the pagans are dismayed at the signs of heaven. What are the signs of heaven? The sun, the moon, and the stars. The pagans admit that the winter solstice is in honor of the sun, the rebirth of the sun, which is worship of the sun god, Lucifer. Then it goes on to say, for the customs or traditions of the people are vain. So these traditions and customs that these heathens are doing is vain. It's not going to help them praying to the sun god. "For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not." Now, they're going out into the forest, chopping down a real tree. And after they chop down this tree, they're bringing it in the home. And they're decorating it with silver and gold ornaments. Not lights, because they didn't have electricity. So at what other time in the history of man do people bring trees in the home and decorate them? This is specifically talking about the Christmas tradition and the paganism of the winter solstice and worship of the sun.
Toward men. And that's what Christmas is all about. You hear that, boy? That's what Christmas is all about.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday. And Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
There ain't gonna be no Scrooges in this house, boy.
Look, Granddad, it's clear from the scripture that Jesus was not born in winter. The shepherds who saw the angels announcing his birth would not have been out in their fields in December. The Palestinian winters are too cold, if you believe in that sort of thing. The truth is, Christmas evolved from the Roman holiday Saturnalia, a winter festival where men gave gifts to each other. They also would get drunk, have sex with each other, and beat their wives. People would act so crazy on Christmas, the holiday was outlawed by the Protestant Church until the 1800s. As a matter of fact, the United States Congress... Granddad? Granddad!
I'm sorry, boy. What was that?
I just explained the entire history of Christmas.
But it was boring, Huey. You just blah, blah, gay sex, blah, blah, Congress. You know, you gotta be interesting.